Hello, cookbook fans. This is Carrie with Cookbook Divas, and I picked up Virginia Willis's Secrets of the Southern Table because I'm a big fan of her YouTube channel, Cookbooks with Virginia, where she interviews lots of cookbook authors, and she posts so many videos. It's incredible. So I happened to be browsing the Southern Cookbook section of the library, and I saw her name and went, oh my gosh, I need to look through this one. Cool. So let's get started. It's a food lover's tour of the global South. Let's see what that means, because I thought it would be a food lover's tour of the South. It came out in 2018, and it says, from the rolling hills and hollows in Appalachia to the flat salt marshes of South Carolina to an urban farm in metro Atlanta, the South has a strong tradition of good food and generous hospitality. Yes, it does. The region is well known for fried chicken, grits, and biscuits, and there are irresistible recipes for those inside this book. Ooh, but there are some Southern foodways that many might find surprising. There have been Chinese Americans living in the Mississippi Delta since the 1800s. At one time, more Italians lived in New Orleans than New York City. Whoa. And an Atlanta suburb is known as the Seoul, i.e. Korea, of the South. The South is rich in cultural diversity, and the food of the modern global South reflects this. Okay. Here we go. Secrets of the Southern Table. Virginia Willis. Photographs by Angie Mosier. And there's a foreword. Okay, let's check out what the table of contents are. Chapter 1 is From the Garden. Chapter 2 is Grains, Grits, and Other Starchy Goodness. Chapter 3 is Seafood. 4 is Beef, Pork, and Lamb. 5 is Gospel Birds and Game Birds. Wow. 6 is Soups and Stews. 7 is Biscuits, Breads, and Hoe Cakes. And then we finish with desserts. Here's the foreword. I will read it later. Oops. Picture of sheep. Okay. I'm sorry I have to use my fingers to get the page apart when this is a library book. Introduction. Southern cuisine is a living, breathing, growing thing. And there is Virginia Willis. Okay. Bon appetit, y'all, is how she signed it. Chapter 1, From the Garden. Okay, woo! We start off talking about 6 generations with oak pastures. And we're going to learn a little bit more about the South being an agrarian-based economy for over 250 years. Returning to roots, the farmer and the larder. So we have a lot of reading to do before we get into it here. And they're talking about lots of the Southern chefs and barbecue experts. And the first recipe of the book, unless I missed something, is Brussels sprout and Ben seed coleslaw, or Benny seed. It's spelled B-E-N-N-E. I've never heard that word before. I'll have to do some reading. So I got in trouble when I was a kid for calling coleslaw cold slop, and my mom was very offended. Well, it's what it tasted like to me. Not my favorite dish. But here's a Southern stir fry with turnips and greens. That looks delicious. And it includes a tablespoon of sherry. Ooh, that way you put one in the drink and one in your mouth, or one in the dish and one in your mouth. Pan-seared summer squash with spiced lemon vinaigrette. That looks delicious. I'm going to skip over some because I can't show you the whole book. Ooh, smashed fried okra with spicy yogurt dipping sauce. Yum. Oh, is this a tomato pie? Let's see what this is. I wish it said at the top or on the page next to it or on the bottom so I don't have to go backwards because I skipped too fast. It is. It's a pimento cheese tomato herb pie. And it uses about 1.5 pounds of tomatoes. Not bad. That looks incredible. I love tomato pie. This is braised collards with Parmesan tomato broth. And as a vegetarian, I have to make my collard greens myself at home because I don't want chicken stock to be in them. I have to use vegetable stock, and then I'm sure they're not as flavorful. Tomato ginger green beans. And we're already at chapter 2, which means I just showed you too much chapter 1. Oops, okay. Life skills, sufficiency, sweet potatoes, lots of pictures of what's going on. The heart of Louisiana's rice belt. Okay, gotta keep going. This book is kind of heavy. We start off with savory sweet potato and greens gratin. This is Maymay's cornbread and oyster dressing. This is baked farro and mushrooms. That would be perfect in autumn and winter. Stovetop winter squash and herbed rice pilaf. Yum. I should make that tonight. Do I have the ingredients? It calls for chicken stock, but I'm going to sub in my veggie. Cilantro. Oh, I don't have that in the house. Poblano pepper. Sweet potatoes with soy citrus glaze. This would basically be the Thanksgiving chapter, except for turkey, right? Whole grain Parmesan cheese grits with spinach and shrimp. If I made that, my boyfriend would be so happy. But as a lifelong vegetarian, I don't know how to work with shrimp. I better not try. But here's what I could make. Cheesy broccoli and rice bake. This would be an amazing thing to know how and practice making, so you can do it in a hurry, maybe without checking the recipe, because you could bring that to someone who just got out of surgery or had someone die or a new baby born, to be more positive. That's the kind of thing you can drop off on their doorstep, ring the doorbell, and run away so that you don't bother them. Chapter 3, seafood. Okay, Vietnamese shrimpers in Texas. We're going to learn a little bit about the history of that. Wow. Shrimp burgers with jalapeno comeback sauce. Catfish something just fell out of the library book. Catfish tacos with avocado crema. If you can hear my dogs barking, don't worry about it. They're barking at the mailman. Gulf Coast cioppino. Steamed mussels with apple cider broth. Spicy Asian Cajun barbecue shrimp with grilled baguette. Seared scallops with radish and candied jalapeno. Bluegrass and barbacoa. Did we just change to another chapter? Yes, beef, pork, and lamb. When I saw barbacoa, I'm like, wait, we're not in seafood anymore. So, love what you make. And here's Greek-style beef tenderloin medallions with oregano butter. Shredded beef arepas. I think that's actually UPS bringing me more cookbooks. Yay! Thank you, publishers. Mississippi-style char siu pork tenderloin. Carnitas nachos, tangy barbecue sauce recipe. Here's roasted leg of lamb with Mediterranean spices. And now we're in gospel birds and game birds. I'm not sure what gospel birds is. A bird in the hand at Manchester Farms quail. I had trouble reading the font. What? Wild quail are priority for conservation, so now farmed raised quail are increasingly found on the southern table. Okay. And I'm skipping ahead. Farm animal pictures. Chicken larb with Georgia peanuts. Skillet baked eggs in tomato gravy with spinach. That would be an amazing hearty breakfast for me tomorrow if I get out of bed in time to make it before work. Probably not going to happen. I like sleep. Chicken and butterbean paella. Look how colorful that is. Hey, where's the Italian recipes? Latin fried chicken chopped salad, black pepper Cornish game hens, herb roast turkey with apple and onion gravy. So you basically could just get this cookbook to use for your Thanksgiving meal. It's got everything you would need. Maybe it doesn't have a mashed potato recipe, but none of us really need a mashed potato recipe at this point, right? Just mash them with butter and cream. You know how to do it. Soups and stews. Whoa, that's a lot of mussels. The Gospel of Ham. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Country-style oyster stew with potatoes. Chicken posole soup. West African chicken stew with collard greens and peanuts. Oh, that looks so good. I would just have to put tofu in mine. Cream of anything soup. Nice. Stew with Creole rice. Oh, and I think we are in a new chapter. Biscuits, breads, and hoe cakes. So I'm going to skip over a bit. Biscuits. I have not had much luck making homemade biscuits. So yes, I'm buying the refrigerated hideous dough at the store, cracking open the tube canister and baking them that way. These are cat head biscuits. There's summer hoe cakes. Oh, look, I think I see step-by-step photos. That might help me figure out what I'm doing wrong when I try to make them from scratch. I actually don't have any flour in the house right now, by the way. Some stupid flour weevils got into it and I had to throw it out. Ugh! Then I had to clean the whole pantry. Hate those bugs. Brown butter and thyme whole grain cornbread. Apple cheddar pancakes, yum. Crispy rice waffles, wow. Black pepper cream cheese biscuits, ooh, nice. Let's skip ahead to the next chapter because I can't show you the whole book. Desserts. Okay, we're going to learn about some of the farmers. The Sweet Life at Muddy Pond. Sorghum Mill chocolate chess pie. I knew we'd have a chess pie recipe in this cookbook. Do we have a vinegar pie? Is that it? That might be it. Let me see. Lemon icebox tart with saltine cracker crust. Excuse me. Here's Mexican chocolate pudding. Oh, yum. And, ooh, do I see peaches? Peach upside down cake. Of course. Yum. Really cool Southern cookbook, Secrets of the Southern Table by Virginia Willis. I hope you enjoyed this cookbook look through and review and preview. If you'd like to see more of them, you can find us at cookbookdivas.com. That's our blog. We also post cookbook news to Facebook, cookbook reels and stories to Instagram, cookbook videos on YouTube, of course. We're occasionally on Pinterest, not very often. And we also have a podcast called Cookbook Divas where we talk about new upcoming cookbooks. Thanks so much for watching.